Hey, we're back. And we're playing DuckTales, I guess. And somebody is messaging me on Steam. Please stop! Okay.
So DuckTales...
DuckTales Remastered!
Is a pretty good follow-up to Crypt Worlds.
Yeah, so we really wanted to play this. We felt like this matched Crypt Worlds pretty well. Like, they were two great tastes that go great together.
You got DuckTales in my Crypt Worlds.
Dylan
It's
seems
delicious.
to not like this, which is interesting. I guess, should I start a new game, or should I just go in? I'm like a level in, but I don't know. It's not really like the plot fucking matters in DuckTales.
Whoa.
Just continue.
Phil, they got all the voice actors. They got all the original writers, maybe? Probably not.
One or
They
two
probably
less
didn't
I don't think they got the original right. They didn't. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
The scepter of the Incan.
I don't want to listen to this. All right, so we're
off to a
gonna.
good start.
You guys are going to have to help me out deciding where to go. We have 4 levels open to us: Transylvania, African Mines, the Himalayas, and the Moon.
The moon.
And we need to decide which one to go to.
The moon.
Wario64 says Moon, and
The moon.
Wario64
Yeah,
is usually
as-
right about things.
Well, there's a connection to Crypt Worlds. We ended Crypt Worlds on a moon, and then this is the sequel we're picking up on the moon.
God.
John Nugent says, everyone is going to say the moon, why even ask? Good friend Alice has got to go back to the moon, get Dendigar again. Yeah, okay, everybody wants the moon. We'll go there. It does have the best music, also.
Agert says, so Phil, Polygon wasn't very favorable to this one, and I think the way you're supposed to read that sentence is, so Phil, Polygon wasn't very favorable to this one. Were they? Then he leans closer and shines the light in your eyes. You're tied up in an interrogation room. This is the fanfic I'm writing about you and people in the chat.
Guys, what are you saying? These people, McSpidey and Dylan, are like, oh, Moon is supposed to be the last level. They let you choose for a reason.
Yeah.
You can go whenever you want. Yeah, Russ Frushtick reviewed this for us. He did not like it very much. I feel like, I've only played 2 levels so far. I think I'm liking it a little bit more than him. But I also feel like the issues that he had with it are pretty valid. Which we'll get into as we're playing. Also, I do feel like the writing, I think, is exactly on par with DuckTales, like the old cartoons. But I don't.
Are you exactly on par with who you were during the time when
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
How'd you figure?
And yeah, these cutscenes, there are a lot of these. Like, there are, like, they stop the levels constantly to have short cutscenes, and that seems questionable to me.
I don't know what I'm gonna. Wait. What's that?
Nicolane says, choosing the moon first is what it means to be an American. Truth. Oh man, look, there's Dendigar's spaceship.
Mr. McDuck!
Um, Agard says he doesn't like the character art in comparison to the stage design. I actually like the art. I think the art is pretty great. And the music is
I know what he
incredible.
means, though. That's the thought that I had the first time I saw this game. Was
All right, fine.
the character art feels so two-dimensional, and the stage, the level design and stuff feels so three-dimensional that it's a little jarring.
Yeah, totally.
And remember, always be pogoing. So people are hearing the best song in the game already right now. Start off on a
Yes.
high note, I guess.
Can you make sure you're only ever pogo on beat to this song, Phil? I'd appreciate it, thanks.
You can't even hear the music.
Yeah, I can. I've turned on the sound for this song, obviously. What do you even... What?
I have heard that you can unlock retro, like the original versions of the songs, which is pretty good,
That's good.
and turn them on while you play. Which I appreciate that. I wish that you could just unlock the original game. Kind of like, no, I'm not saying that because the game is terrible. I just like,
Doesn't matter why you said it.
I feel like that would be cool. I feel like I would like to go back and play the original as well.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that's
Snorlaxida says, well, they definitely remade DuckTales, guys. And that's, yep.
that is what this is. Well, it's not a direct remake, right? Like, they didn't actually just it's not the exact same level layout and stuff.
It's pretty close. It's not like 1-to-1, but it's pretty close. And if you go back, they released a lot of videos showing, like, here's this level, and they showed, like, here it is in the remake, here it is in the old or the old version, and it's pretty close. Like, the whole point of those videos was showing off, like, look, these are almost identical at parts. Oh god, I died. So this is going to be rough playing on stream, because I almost lost all of my lives playing earlier on my own. With all of my concentration. So this could go poorly, is what I'm saying.
Magnite in chat says, Wayforward either makes great hits or awful misses. Yeah, their history is really interesting, because there's a lot of really...
I wouldn't even say that. I would say a lot of their stuff is kind of in the middle. And that's how I feel like this game is. Like, for me, this game, what I've played so far is, like, it's very much like, this is not a bad game.
Right. And here's another way to think of it. When Wayforward makes great hits, so when they don't, it feels like big misses. Sure. Like they've created their own standards because of how good they can be. Like when I think about,
but this is not something like as for an example, I went all the way over here for no damn reason. I was supposed to go in the spaceship. What am I doing, you guys?
Exploring.
This is not something like that fucking Silent Hill game they did for Vita, which was actively pretty terrible. Yeah, Book of Shadows, Magnite says. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm gonna go ahead and exit this level and restart it, because I'm down to 0 lives and we're still at the beginning. And this gives us a chance to show off what Dylan mentioned correctly is the best feature of this game, which is the money bin. I've already passed the Amazon's level where we got the Ruby Scepter, so you can kind of see that in the foreground here.
That's cool.
This is my favorite part of Fable 3.
I like the dive animation quite a bit.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, the thing is, as a dirty communist, I obviously dislike Scrooge McDuck and hope he dies and burns, and that we, retake his money and distribute it to the masses. But nice dive.
I agree. Agart says, "Do the coins get higher as you earn money?" I assume so, but I don't really know yet. Thomas says this seems a lot less convenient than an ATM? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know. I like Wayforward as a company. Like, I like their attitude as a company.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, I agree that they're not always quite there.
There's a bunch of stuff that I haven't gotten a chance to play that I have thought looked great.
Like Book of Shadows.
Like Book of Shadows, like Galactic Tazball, SpongeBob Squiggle Pants, obviously.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now. I think it's... my suspicion is... Yeah, you drew. You used the U-Draw to draw things.
Oh, the U-Draw. They made a U-Draw game.
They made a U-Draw game. Anyway, my point is, I really want to go back at some point and play A Boy and His Blob. I really want to play Alien Infestation. So there's stuff that they've done that I have thought, like, oh my god, that looks gorgeous and looks really cool and interesting, and I need to get around to it. And just haven't yet.
Alright, we're going in the spaceship. Holy shit, there's aliens in here!
It'd be kind of disappointing if there weren't, right?
Just a real letdown.
Starbucks, like... Baskin Robbins.
Alright. Gotta use my pogo skills to get across here. One of the things that I do like about this game, or about the original DuckTales that this game captures really well, is that just like, if you're just pogoing around everywhere, whoops, I didn't want to go back out here, treasure just appears.
Oh, weird.
And I kind of like that. It's just like, I don't know, it's a little thing, but it's just like, I feel like I'm constantly being rewarded just for jumping around.
Right. The rich
And-
get richer, man.
And doing like using the sole like unique and awesome mechanic that this game has.
Right. You don't like the hitting things, you only like the pogoing.
What do you mean?
You know, you
Oh,
can,
like the
you like golf swing.
That I feel like that's not as useful as often.
It's
Like,
definitely
there's
not
just-
as cool.
There are like, it's definitely not as cool, and there are just less situations in which, oh my god, in which that feels like the correct way to get by. Like,
Phil.
this is one of them. That didn't work very well. What's up? Why did you
Nothing.
say my name?
Nothing.
I died. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
So one of the reasons, and you guys might be seeing this happen, it's hard to pick out, I guess, when it happened, but it happened there on the spikes, those electrified spikes. Sometimes when you like switch between levels while pogoing, if you hit the start of the next level at the wrong angle, Scrooge will stop pogoing suddenly.
oh
And when you're
weird.
pogoing on like spikes, that can prove to be
That's
really
a serious
dangerous.
problem. Yeah.
And one thing that I could do, like I have hard pogo off. Hard pogo is where you have to press the pogo each time.
Right. Right.
So I guess like theoretically, maybe turning that on would fix that issue, or at least it would definitely be my fault if I screwed it up. But
Yeah, it would probably cause more issues long
That would.
term.
Yeah, that'd be tough for me.
Fucking up on spikes.
Digital Eric says the hardest of pogos.
Igor asks, all right, so what other retro cartoon games would you like to see? We have that new Mickey Mouse game.
Castle of
and
Illusion
this year.
remake.
Yeah, Castle of Illusion. Then Thomas says, I want Lion King or Aladdin. And that's something that Janine brought up to me
Yeah.
yesterday.
Definitely the SNES Aladdin. I agree with you guys on that.
Or the better Genesis one. That would also...
Sorry,
you know,
I need to disconnect you guys from the stream really quick. Hold on. Forever.
Forever? Bye, everybody.
Just
Good luck.
kidding. I love you. I'm not
Bye.
disconnecting you guys.
Fenton, get
What
down
I
from there.
what I was talking about to
Stop
Austin
embarrassing
was
yourself.
my thing with this game is I kind of don't understand if it needs to exist.
Sure.
If it's a pretty close just remake.
Yeah.
Why not just
And then,
re-release the
you know, like,
original or something?
even though I did not mean it in a mean way as you guys took it, that does kind of get back to my point of, like, I wish that the original NES version was on here, because, like, that is a game that's not readily available, right? That's
Right.
not on,
It's not
like,
on the
Virtual
eShop,
Console.
or the
It's
virtual
not, yeah.
console.
And again, yeah, why this and why not Lion King or Aladdin or the,
Right. There are plenty of games there are plenty of old Disney
they were
and other
really
cartoon
good
games.
Disney platformers. There
To
were
be
a lot
fair,
of them.
Capcom has said very openly that part of their hope is that if this does all right, they want to do more.
But I don't know that they picked the best one to start with, because this is not exactly a character franchise that is thriving.
Right. I think that they picked the
Who
one
gives a
that
shit about
has
Scrooge McDuck anymore?
no
Sure.
one, but people loved this game. And
Yeah,
I think that
I
that's what they
understand
thought.
that, but if you
you
want
know.
to talk about let's bet
Make
on
money?
the
Yeah.
yeah, let's bet on the best pony to make a successful remake of
Thing is,
these
I think
games. I don't know that this is the one to start with.
I think they bet on the best pony. They didn't bet on the prettiest pony with the best name. That's going to
Yeah.
get other people to bet on it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But that's
Can we stop with the betting analogies, because I'm getting really confused.
they bet on Haberdasher, which is like a shitty name, but Haberdasher is probably a really good horse. Instead of betting on like,
You dick.
I can't think of a
You can't
pretty
think of another
pony
horse
name.
name.
No, the only thing that came to mind was Haberdashery, and I don't know why. Maybe I just like hats a lot, you guys.
horse names are fucked up. I don't know. It's a hard game.
Yeah, it is.
Snorlaxer said soft pogo for life. And I agree.
That's a good horse name.
John Nugent said they bet on Orb, always bet on Orb, which is a sick Bim Bam joke.
Actually gets smarter when he wears this thing. Maybe I'm a wee bit too hard on the lad. No, only 2 more parts.
So here's my thing though. If it were me in charge, and I love the original DuckTales, so I was okay with this being the one they chose. But if
Right.
I had to choose, I would have done like Rescue Rangers, and that is even
that's-
less thriving of a franchise than DuckTales.
It is, but I'm
But
with
man,
you.
that
I
game is
actually-
good. The
That is my
NES.
favorite. Yes, I'm with you completely. let's put our Aladdin differences aside.
Although I
agree
think
with that.
Chip and Dale as a thing is just as viable as Scrooge McDuck. But I don't know if Rescue Rangers rings many bells with people these days. But
I don't think Chip and Dale. It
It rings a few bells with me.
rings my bell,
it rings more bells than Rescue Rangers.
right?
Yeah, Disney hasn't done much with Chip and Dale.
I guess they're in Kingdom Hearts, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess a lot of, I mean, everything else, isn't it, at this point?
Not Star Wars yet.
Yet.
They have Song
Yet.
of the South in Kingdom Hearts yet?
Oh boy,
Can you
Probably.
imagine?
I can find that fanfic if you guys hang out for a second.
Aliens, man. You know? Aliens. Hate that shit.
Guys, believe it or not, this GameFAQs post about Song of the South and Kingdom Hearts isn't great. I'm not going to read it.
About
Don't worry.
what?
Song of the South and Kingdom Hearts.
Real talk.
Sounds-
I actually don't even know what that is.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Kingdom
boy.
Hearts, I mean.
Do you know? Zippity Doo Dah.
Sure.
Zippity Doo. Okay, so that's from a movie.
Racehorse.
Right, Zippity Doo Dah, the racehorse. They've been on Zippity Doo Dah instead of that is from a movie called Song of the South that Disney doesn't want you to know exists for a number of reasons, namely super racist caricatures.
Isn't that also how Splash Mountain started with the Country Bears? Is that connected?
Looks like
I think that's true.
McDuck's armored suit.
And then they sort of just was like, bears, it's different, it's just bears. It's cool, don't worry.
But yeah, it's not. Let's just say
Yeah. That's fair.
So Scrooge McDuck.
He's not very racist.
Less peeing
Actually,
in this game. Less peeing in this game than in Crypt Worlds.
so far. I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
when
you
you
said
get to
you'd only just started it, so I don't know if you can really say that yet.
Sure. I mean, I'm not going to give it a final score based on how little peeing there is yet. But, I mean, if it keeps up at this rate, let's just say I understand where Russ was coming from.
oh boy, what? No, don't.
What's
Dylan
up?
just linked Rescue Rangers vs. Cthulhu fan fiction. It starts with Roy Orbison lyrics.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yes.
then a math formula, he was falling, accelerating at a rate of 32 feet per second. G equals 9.8 ms minus 2. What is happening? This whole thing is... What is happening? This is the best.
I mean, if you want to, if you want to just go
No.
ahead and read it. I mean, I understand. It's been a
don't
while.
know.
It's been a while since we've done some
There's
fan
Married
fiction.
with Chipmunks, a Chip and Dale
Jesus.
Rescue Ranger story. Chip and
Uh,
Dale both prepare to become fathers. Please read and review.
I will.
This is dedicated to the writer's parents. Happy Father's Day.
I want to... Guys, look at all this fucking treasure I'm getting.
John Nugent says, "Yo, guys, Darkwing Duck." Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Can we talk about how Darkwing Duck's theme song is pretty much the best? It's super 90s New Jack Swing, like...
Did you guys play or enjoy the Darkwing Duck NES game at all?
I remember playing it, but I don't remember it well enough
What
to
year did
say
that
that I
come
enjoyed
out?
it.
I don't know. It must
I
have
mean,
been...
probably not, because we only had a Genesis, but I was also probably like 3, so
I feel like it was later in the NES life cycle.
92.
Yeah. It's basically it's like a Mega Man clone.
Okay.
If
that
I
makes
remember from what I recall.
sense. Right.
Why are you here, Mrs. Beakley?
I wanted to see what the vacuum of space would do to my pie crust, Mr. McDuck.
Engine F says I have Darkwing Duck for Game Boy. I don't I did not play that.
Always as good as you
Jordan,
want,
can you please do a an Instagram review of Darkwing Duck for Game Boy?
So it seems like the thing that this game does as a
no point in hanging out.
sort of like concession to modern day standards of difficulty is, so if you lose all your lives on normal difficulty, you start over from the beginning of the level, which these
Okay.
are long levels. So that's kind of can be crazy, and that seems to be one of Russ's main complaints with the game. It seems like what the game does to sort of make up for that is you find extra lives kind of a lot if you explore.
Okay.
So you can see I've died once, and once or twice already, and I still
Yeah,
have
I think
4
so.
lives.
I've seen you get 2 extra lives, so...
Yeah. So you start every level with 2 lives, and then you can get more.
Gizmo Duck's wheel. I've always wondered what Gyro was thinking when he designed this thing. Who fights
Surprisingly,
crime on a
Yahoo
unicycle?
Answers is
Now that I've got all
absolutely
3 parts,
fucking
I can head
filled
back to Penton and Gyro.
with people
I hope it's
asking
not too late.
how Scrooge McDuck dives into money without hurting himself,
Oh, God.
how much money you would need to do that yourself, if you have to be super strong to swim in a bunch of money. Just pages and pages and pages and pages of the logistics of swimming in money like Scrooge McDuck.
This seems right to me. This seems like something that's, I would call it necessary.
The top answer to basically all of them is it's a cartoon. So,
you didn't look for the best question, actually, though, which is,
didn't I?
Richie Rich versus Scrooge McDuck. Who is richer? I was trying to remember an old Poison Clan's lyrics to Spoiled Rotten. I noticed they refer to 2 old comic book / cartoon characters. I started to ponder, and I came up with a versus. A continuation of Y-Star's Versus series. Is there a series of Yahoo Answers called Versus? Are there series of Yahoo Answers? Can we... What? What is happening?
Oh no!
Oh, right
I
there.
don't know,
There's
but
a-
I'd like you to join me every Thursday night for Answers specifically about Scrooge McDuck money. The ongoing series. Rate, comment,
Scrooge McDuck
subscribe.
questions? Question mark? What does he do with his money? How does he make his money?
Well, I mean, we're seeing how he makes his money.
Did he have any special training or schooling to make money? Why does he like money?
He'd keep a degree in money getting, I think.
Actually, a surprising number of these questions are probably answered in the Carl Barks Uncle Scrooge comics, which are actually fucking awesome. And I would, no joke, recommend that people check them out if they find Scrooge McDuck to be an entertaining character.
At least one of these questions is answered in the David Mamet film Heist, with the great Danny DeVito quote.
Yep.
Everyone needs money. That's why they call it money.
Yep. What questions doesn't that film answer?
Good question. There's an actor in that movie who I really think of as off-brand Brad Pitt. Like every time I see him, I think, oh man, they really couldn't get Brad Pitt for this role, could they? It's a good movie though.
Also, they really couldn't.
Right. Why do people like Oprah don't have kids? Are you poorer now with kids? Why did this come up?
What? What?
Oh, because even if Oprah had kids, she'd still be richer than Scrooge McDuck, says Spike X. Great.
Oh, great. Somebody in the chat is backing me up on the Carl Barks comics. So you guys
Tell me
know
about
that I
those.
wasn't...
I don't know anything about those.
They're comics. They're about Scrooge McDuck. But they have a surprising amount of, like... For a comic about a cartoon character made by Disney, there's a surprising amount of actual, like, heart to them and character development.
I was really expecting you to talk about how, like, gritty they were or something. You're kind of building up, like, I think Disney things could have heart to characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I don't know about that.